Hi everyone. In this short video, I'll introduce silent letters in English. Silent letters have an important role in English pronunciation, so all learners need to know what letters get silent and how they affect the way we pronounce English words. This video will first start with a basic introduction to sounds of languages, then move on to sound letter correspondence, and end with various examples of silent letters in English. So let's get started now. Languages differ from each other in a number of ways. Every language has its own grammatical formation, vocabulary, and writing system. There are plenty of other areas where languages show particular characteristics, and one of them is definitely their sound systems. If you compare different languages, you will see that some sounds are similar and some are different. Let's compare English and Turkish, for example. Look at these two words, get in English and gel, meaning come, in Turkish. You can see that all the sounds in these two words are common in both languages. G, e, t, and l. However, you'll also find some sounds which exist in one language but not in the other. Think about th, w, and ng, for example. In standard Turkish, we don't use these sounds, but they are quite common in English. So we have sounds and letters. The extent they match is a matter of sound-letter correspondence. Turkish is a lot more consistent than English in this regard. Therefore, Turkish learners find inconsistencies in sound-letter correspondence in English rather confusing most of the time. Look at these examples now. As you can see, the Turkish words here are made up of certain sounds and each sound is represented with a letter. The sounds and letters match quite well. Cam, cadde, cuma, canlı, cisim. In English, however, the letter C is pronounced in many ways in different words. Let's compare these. We pronounce the letter C as S in the words center, city, and cycle, as K in canal, compare, and cut, as Ç in channel, champion, and much, and as K in chemistry, choir, and chemical. In English, not all the letters are pronounced in words. Sometimes, some letters are not pronounced. So these letters which are not pronounced are called silent letters. Because of that, there is not a direct sound spelling correspondence in English. It's very indirect. And this relationship in Turkish is way more direct. We can see a number of letters which usually get silent in English words. And the most common ones are B, T, H, K, W, G, U, C, L, P, and E. It's also important to mention that silent letters can be seen at the beginning, middle, or end of words. From here on, we'll look at these common silent letters in English with examples. In these examples, silent letters will be given red, bold, and underlined. Let's begin with silent B. In these words, silent B usually comes after M. And here are how we should pronounce them. Bomb, lamb, numb, doubt, plumber, thumb, subtle, come. Here are silent T examples. Butcher, castle, Christmas, fasten, listen, witch, match, mortgage. As you can see, in neither one of these words I pronounced the sound T. Here are silent H examples. Honest, hour, school, mechanic, when, what, white, rhythm. Most commonly, Turkish students tend to make a mistake of pronouncing H sounds in the beginning of words, like in honest and hour. But as you can see, we don't pronounce them. And now silent K. In all these examples, as you can see, K gets silent before the consonant N. So the way we pronounce these words should be knee, knife, knit, night, knock, know, knowledge, knack. Silent W or W as a letter. We need to pronounce these words like answer, sword, two, whole, wrap, wrestle, riding, wrist. You see this consonant mainly in WH words, in questions. Our next silent letter is G. When you look at all these examples, you can see G gets silent before N. So the way you need to pronounce these words should be sign, campaign, cologne, champagne, design, resign, assign, gnome. Our next silent letter is U. And the way we need to pronounce these words should be guard, vogue, tongue, building, biscuit, guitar, guess, guest. When you look at these examples, we see some patterns. For example, U gets silent with E at the same time in examples like vogue, tongue. Or U is not pronounced before E sound, as in examples building, biscuit, and guitar. And the next silent letter is C. Look at the examples. Conscious, conscience, crescent, descend, discipline, fascinate, muscle. Characteristically, we don't pronounce C if it comes after S, as in science. And the next silent letter is L, as in almond, talk, chalk, walk, would, could, half, salmon. So L tends to be silent if it's not at the beginning of a word and if it comes before a consonant. And silent P. The examples here should be pronounced as cupboard, coo, psychologist, psychiatrist, physiologist, pterodactyl, raspberry. You shouldn't pronounce P in any of these words. And our final silent letter is silent E. As you can see, it's more or less at the end of each word here. And the way you should pronounce these words should be age, bridge, breathe, change, clothes, gene, love, hate, handsome. Finally, I'd like to give you a couple of tips to deal with silent letters in English easily. As I mentioned in the beginning, you should be aware of differences between your first language and English. This could help you realize them faster when you encounter them again. Also, you should do various types of listening activities in English. By doing so, you will be exposed to your foreign language, English, even more. And finally, while doing listening, you can also follow it from text. This way, sound gets physical in front of your eyes, which can help you realize silent letters more easily. Thanks for watching.